Hi, girls. This is our first time, so bear with us. Okay, hopefully you've all printed out the meeting agenda, and you can go through it. We're just going to go over these parts and then interject with various things, but this will be where you can take notes. I've left you a section on the second page for any questions to write down after it's over. So I've broken it down into upstairs and then downstairs. So starting with upstairs, paperwork. Please make sure that when we're using the paper order forms, which isn't often, but when we do, we need to make sure that we're paying attention to whether or not they're shipping the dress, because a lot of times what will happen is we'll just glance at it and totally miss that they selected shipping, and then we're not charging them for shipping, which means that we're losing that 20 or more, depending on where they're shipping, dollars every time that happens. And make sure that for fitting forms, they're getting put with the file. Don't just stick it behind the file. Make sure that you're stapling it to the info page. This happened today. A bride called. I couldn't find the fitting form. And there's like nothing worse than having to put it on hold and go back and say, actually, I can't find it. I'm going to have to call you back and search the whole store for it. So just make sure that you're stapling it so that everything stays nice and neat and together and we don't lose things. The checklist that's up on the wall, we reinstated this after we talked to you guys at the last big meeting that we had. You said that you wanted it, that it would be helpful, but it's not getting completed. So it looks like nothing's getting done, which is highly unacceptable, and we're going to have to start writing up. So if, like today when I was there, I noticed it had been put up yesterday, nothing was signed off on yesterday. So to me, when I'm only there a couple days a week, it looks like you guys aren't doing anything. So make sure if you need to put like a sticky note on the door or something to remind you at the end of the day, check off what I did on the checklist. Do that just so that you've signed off, I can see it, and I'm holding you accountable to that. Prioritizing your day. Remember that the client always comes first, and especially the client with an appointment, but client over everything else. When that door dings, you guys should, and I don't want to say literally run because it's going to sound like an elephant's upstairs coming to get the client, but like speed walk, like super quick, jump up and go fast. Don't like adjust your makeup or your hair, grab, get a piece of gum. Just go and deal with the rest of it later. Walk-ins are definitely going to come after the appointment clients, but we don't want to make them feel like we can't help them just because they didn't have an appointment. That's still a potential customer, and you don't know how many bridesmaids they have right off the bat. It could be a 12 bridesmaid walk-in, and if you have attitude and you tell them that, sorry, I have an appointment, we can't help you, you've just lost a huge sale. So just say it in a polite way, I just want to manage expectations. I'm actually in an appointment. I can pop in and check on you, but I do have to help her first. Or, your own polite wording of it. Just make sure that you're not making them feel like you're too busy and it's their bad. And then, of course, after the clients, then you need to be checking phones, emails, and voicemails, and make sure that you're returning voicemails right away. Don't just leave them sitting in a sticky note on your desk because, number one, they need to be called back, and number two, we don't know if that means that you've done them or not. And then the last point on the prioritizing, if nothing is needing done upstairs, like the checklist is completely finished, you're welcome to sit downstairs. If there's nothing going on upstairs that's super pressing, pop downstairs, sit on a stool, take your laptop, do emails down there. Saturdays are not meant for like normal work stuff like shipping and receiving. So I think that it would be wise to always have somebody sitting downstairs just in case we do get that random walk-in that, Saturdays are full of those. So it's just kind of helpful to have somebody down there. But even during the week, if there's nothing going on upstairs and you can just be on emails or on the computer updating showrooms or whatever, feel free to do that stuff downstairs.
I want to just note about when the door dings, y'all. A lot of y'all just will try to grab your computer and look at the calendar to try to determine who just walked in. There's really no point in doing that. You should know if you have a fitting coming in and be prepared. You should know if you have an appointment coming up and be prepared for it. When the door dings, that is not the time to grab your computer and open the calendar and try to decide, is this Stacy or is this Donna? just run downstairs and maybe a dress pickup. So there's really no point in like wasting time trying to figure out who is this. Just go downstairs. You don't have to take your computer. You can just run downstairs and just see. And if it is a fitting or if it is a walk-in or if it is, an appointment, whatever, then you can always come upstairs and grab your computer again. But the main thing is just every second counts. That person is standing downstairs looking around the room like, where's everyone?
It's awkward.
So I would just say grab your computer later, just shoot downstairs. And I want voicemails to be checked throughout the day. It's not just when you get there and then before you leave, although it should definitely be when you get there and before you leave, but also just throughout the day. There's on the screen, there's the little icon. You can see if there's a voicemail. Check it throughout the day. Do yourself a favor. Otherwise, if you wait till the end of the day, you're going to be ready to go, wanting to get home and eat dinner, and then you're going to have 10 voicemails because you didn't check them earlier. So check those throughout the day and return them as soon as possible. Don't sit on it.
Another point to that is if you're waiting, that person may have called again, spoken to somebody else, and then you're going to look like a fool when you call them back and say, hey. So that's a good point.
Yeah.
Throughout the day. Okay, going on to showroom uploads. It's imperative. Our jobs are not hard, but they're very detail-oriented. Make sure that you're getting the right dress in the right color at the right price. Don't get lazy because laziness is going to cause errors that we're going to have to deal with and pay for later. Any notes on that?
If when in doubt, check in current inventory. The pricing in current inventory is always right. So, or the tag for that matter. But if you forget to look at the price downstairs and then you're upstairs uploading it in, and there's two options, you can upload it and one price is $250 and one's $263. Check current inventory and see what we have it priced at because I'm always right and my current inventory is always right. So just check current inventory, or if y'all have trouble cloning dresses or having to make new ones, let us know. But it's not okay if they want sage dresses and it's not already in the showroom in sage, then to add it in peony. That's not okay. You have to put it in the right color. Huge mistakes could be made if that's not caught, and if someone actually does end up ordering a peony dress and it is supposed to be green, there's going to be problems. So please don't be lazy. Take the extra couple of minutes and do, the extra work so that we can save a bunch of headache later.
Okay, one of the two biggest key points today is this next section over following up. Two things. Don't just assume because you've emailed the bride that the issue is completely resolved. You email the bride, but then you have to follow up on whatever issue it is that you're contacting her for. Make notes of any unresolved issues. Leave them on a big sticky on your desk. Highlight them, star them, whatever. But keep track of who you said you were going to follow up with and actually do the follow-up. Make sure that you're not just blowing smoke and saying, oh, I'll check back with you, or let me check on this and I'll get back to you. You actually have to do it. And then the biggest thing, to me, this is probably the biggest thing that we're going to talk about today, following up with brides. Sales are down, and this is the number one way to close a sale, and it's not. I don't think it's getting done near to what it needs to be. So we're going to implement something new today. So what we're going to do, I've created a new folder in our Google Drive called Follow-Up Accountability. I'm going to attach a second video in the email that we're going to send you that has it's like my screen. I shared it with you to kind of show you what to do. But basically, you guys are going to be putting your follow-ups into a Google Doc so that we can check them every week and see who's following up with who, how many they have done that week, and just keep on track of everybody, because those not getting done equals sales being low, basically. So we've got to have some accountability, and I think Natalie and I probably both have been lacking on keeping you guys accountable and making sure that you're following with the right people at the right time and doing all of your check-ins. So that's going to be something new. We're going to implement ASAP, I would say by the end of this week, because I think everybody probably has a shift left this week. So I want that to get done. So make sure that when you finish, you watch the next video, go online, get into Google Drive, create your own template, and get that rocking and rolling. Anything else on follow-ups that you need to add? All right. Phones. I'm only there a couple days a week, and I have noticed an increase in personal phone use. I know that Natalie's probably seen it more than I have, but if I'm noticing it, I know it's bad. So just be aware of what's going on. There's always stuff that can be done. So before you get on your personal phone for any amount of time that you're on the clock, please make sure that it's not keeping you from doing something that needs to get done. And always answer a ringing business phone. There's really the only excuse to not answering a business phone is I'm with somebody or I'm already on the other line. Or maybe you're in the bathroom. I could probably excuse being in the bathroom for not answering a phone, but small talk, during emails, those kinds of things are really no excuses. A phone call should never go to voicemail unless, like I said, you're with somebody in the bathroom or already on the other line. Remember that that's a first impression and we can't get it back. And these days, if you don't answer the phone, they're not going to, most people aren't going to leave a voicemail. Like they want to be, it's instant gratification. They want to be answered. They want to be heard right away. So just make sure you're answering that phone because we can't get that first impression back.
Mm-hmm. Man, I was going to say something. Now I can't think of it. Oh, well, I mean, just on the personal phone use, we really don't want to be like, I know this makes us sound really old, but when we had our first jobs, like phones were not okay ever. If I got caught with my phone, it was an instant write-up. I had to put it away as soon as I walked into the building. We know that that's old school. But we don't want to have, there are other Bella stores that don't allow stylists to have their phones out. We really don't want to take it there. But if we can't get a handle on this, then, we will have to just totally prohibit phone use. So we're trying to be cool about it, but just don't take advantage of the situation. Like, I don't want to see y'all just scrolling through Instagram. Obviously, if you've got nothing to do and it's just such a dead day and we're all just kind of, sitting around twiddling our thumbs, maybe. But, there's no excuse for you to just be on your phone every time that you're sitting down at your desk. I'm certainly not. And if I'm not, I don't want to see y'all doing it either. So just try to limit that for sure.
Yep. All right, for the calendar, make sure that every appointment has a phone number on the calendar. Use your script to make sure that you're getting every detail. I know we've been doing the texting to confirm appointments, but when I come in on Fridays, if it's not confirmed, I'm calling those brides. If there's not a phone number, I can't call them, which means I can't offer that spot up to a waitlister if they don't give us that Google text back. So please make sure that there's a phone number, that it's correct, that you're going slow and not hitting the right keys. We've got to have a phone number and make sure you're getting all those details. All right, as far as downstairs goes, in the showroom, dresses need to be put away during and after appointments. So please make sure that you're editing them during your appointment. If a bride says that's a no, then put it on a hook, get it out of the way. That's a clear indication to any other stylist walking around downstairs that, hey, these are my go-backs, or to you that those are the dresses that you're finished with and they're out of the way. Hang any potential selections on a different rack inside of the bride and inside of the bride and the party. Make sure that they can see them, lay them out nice and neatly. Try and keep your showroom clean and neat because it's overwhelming down there for brides. There's a lot of colors, there's a lot of dresses. They need to be able to clearly see everything. So also help each other out. I mean, if you're running around, ask somebody for help. Or if you don't have anything to do, your appointment's ended, you're clean and ready to go, check around, check on the other hooks, check on the other stylists working, help them put dresses back, edit, and then there's not that much work left to do at the end of the day.
This is extremely important for Saturdays as well. I think we have this mentality that as soon as you're done, you're going to have another appointment coming in possibly 30 minutes or another hour. And so everyone just wants to jet upstairs and maybe grab a bite to eat or whatever. But the appointment is not finished until you put your stuff away. So please put your things away. I can understand if you have not sat down for 3 or 4 hours and you have not had a bite to eat, then by all means, but that does not mean that you just sit up there until your appointment comes in. So put those dresses away, because it just, when you've got all of us that are doing appointments on Saturdays, and if we're all doing that, just putting them on hooks and then leaving them, there's not going to be anything left on the racks for the appointments. And I don't want to have to go down and, start my appointment and also try to put away other people's dresses. So let's just, yes, help each other out. And on Saturdays, just,
Keep it clean.
keep it clean.
And
And
on that
text
note-
us if you need.
Yeah.
Please get me and just say, look, I need to use the bathroom, or I need 5 minutes to recollect myself. So can you help me put away some of my dresses? And I'm happy to. I just don't know if you don't ask.
Yeah, and put them away correctly. I don't know if this is still an issue, but just something
sure
to touch
it is.
on. Make sure that you're zipping them up. Make sure that you're using the hanger straps. Make sure that the tags are tucked in, that they look nice and neat on the rack. Remember, first impression is everything. If they're coming in and the dresses are jumbled and they can't get them out because they're stuck together and all the hangers are entwined.
Is jambled a word?
It is now. Just make sure that it's neat, that they're clean, that the racks look nice and tidy, because it's not going to sell well if they come into a messy showroom. So put them away, but put them away correctly and neatly and in the right section. Kind of what Natalie touched on, moving on to the next section just a second ago. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're overwhelmed, if you've got somebody walking in, if you're in an appointment, you can't help them, if you need 5 minutes, if you need a break, we are not above helping. We're the owners, and we'll take out the trash and the boxes and we'll sweep them off the floors if we need to. Nobody's above doing a fitting. Nobody's above stepping in to help for an appointment. Whatever you need, we would much rather you bother us and ask for help than us get a call from somebody saying that we were rude or they felt like they couldn't be helped or anything along those lines. So a bad Yelp review, I mean, those keep Natalie up all night long.
Yep.
My kids keep me up, so. But make sure that you call us, ask us for help. We are not above it. We will be happy to come down and help. And kind of along that same line, this is the second, next to follow-ups, I feel like this is the second key point that we want to make sure we hit today is customer service. Without it, we have nothing. The whole Bella thing is about the experience, and that's you guys, the front line, the people running the appointments. We cannot keep getting complaints. Y'all, I don't know if it's just nerves or if it's you haven't learned how to fake it till you make it yet, but another complaint here on out, we're going to have to start implementing some consequences that we feel like, are appropriate for the situation. But smile, be fake. We know you don't really care, but you got to pretend like you do. Like they're the most important thing in the world to you in that time, in that moment, in that day, and that you're going to treat them like a queen for the entire time that they're in the whole Bella experience. So please, please, please make sure that we're making customers and clients feel like they are our top priority.
Quick story. I just want to tell y'all a little tidbit. I have some friends that they just got a dog, and it's their first puppy. They've never had a dog before. They're super excited. They asked me and my husband Tyson for a vet recommendation, and we told them which vet we took our dog to, and that we just have great things to say. Anyway, fast forward, they take their dog to the vet for the first time. And about a week later, I was like, hey, how did that vet appointment go? And they were like, it didn't go that great. The vet and the vet tech were, not very nice. The front desk wasn't great. They really were kind of condescending. And, this is such an exciting time in our lives. And we just felt like they were kind of, looking at us like we were stupid. And my husband ended up going in there later just to take my dog back in and had a conversation with them and just said, look, these people are first-time puppy owners. They were so excited, and we get that y'all do this every single day, and so it's not that exciting for y'all, but y'all made it seem really y'all acted very blasé towards them, a little condescending, and just kind of really brought them down in a time that is super exciting for them. So it just kind of translated over to our business. I thought, we do this every single day. We see brides every single day. Engagements, we talk about weddings every single day. I look at, how many wedding dress pictures do you see? And you're like, beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love it. I get it. It's, not that exciting to us, but these brides, this is hopefully, the only wedding that they're going to have. If not, that's cool. But we need to be excited with them. So just fake it till you make it. I told Lainey the other day, I don't feel like I'm a very
bubbly,
outgoing. Like, yeah, I mean, I can talk to anyone, but I'm very relaxed, I feel. When I hit that door downstairs, when I walk into the showroom, I'm a different person. I'm walking in like, oh my gosh, hi, I'm Natalie. It's so nice to meet you. And you just fake it till you make it. And it feels a little unnatural at first, but you learn to just embrace it. It becomes second nature. It's just something that you're going to have to do, and you're going to have to be confident about it, because sometimes shyness and being quiet goes hand in hand, some people think, with like being snobby or a little rude. So I don't think many of us here at the store have a super bubbly personality. I think we're all pretty, chill. You're going to have to step it up, though, if you want people to love you. You just got to win them over. So I just wanted to share that little story because I thought it was a good little lesson. I know that we all do this every single day, or maybe not all of us every day, but it may not seem that exciting, and you may not want to look at another wedding dress or talk about another honeymoon for as long as you live, but you got to. So,
and I will give Lindsay probably a shout out here because I feel like the master of acting like she loves everybody. If you ever need to see this in action, watch Lindsay start an appointment, because I feel like she walks in and instantly that bride feels like she is number one in Lindsay's book. So I think shout out to Lindsay would probably be good for you guys to.
And Lindsay is not like a Lindsay, we love you, but you're not like a. She doesn't. I wouldn't think that she would say she really loves to go talk to people. Like, she's not. She can, but that's not her jam. Like, she doesn't love it. She's not super bubbly and outgoing.
But when she hits that door and starts an appointment, I mean, it is turned on. So take a lesson from that. That's it, guys. Signing off. Just remember, customer service, follow up, watch that next screen video to show you how to set up your template and get started on that. And we will check in with you if you have questions, comments, concerns on the video. Shoot us a text, shoot us an email, whatever you need to do. We'll get those answered for you. But other than that, that's it.
That's it.
Signing off.
Bye.
Bye.